The Philadelphia 76ers have risen to the top of the East as Ben Simmons continues to be away from the team, while the Golden State Warriors have continued their hot start to the season. Here are the best 10 teams in the NBA right now. But before we proceed, let us make first some shout-out. Shout-out to Akil Akon. Thank you for your support. I do random shout-out from my subscribers. If you want to get mentioned on my next video, subscribe now. Number 10. Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic continues to attempt to be all things for the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets needed a game-winning block from Jokic to beat the Rockets on Saturday. With Michael Porter Jr. suffering from lower back strain, they may need Jokic to do even more. Porter Jr. has already had a rough start to the season. Without Jamal Murray, Nuggets coach Michael Malone was already concerned that Jokic was having to shoulder too much for Denver. Jokic will have to do a lot of heavy lifting if Porter Jr. misses any more time. Number 9. Chicago Bulls. The Bulls' early season momentum has been hampered by back-to-back losses to the Sixers, and more tough games are on the road this week, including a meeting with the Nets before a West Coast swing begins. However, DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine have so far worked well together. Only 3 players in the NBA average more points per game than DeRozan and LaVine, 26.8 points and 26.4 points respectively. Number 8. Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee has lost 5 of its last 6 games, with the lone win coming against the Pistons, and its offense has struggled with so many starters out. Drew Holiday has returned from an ankle injury, but Chris Middleton has undergone the NBA's health and safety protocols, while Brook Lopez has been sidelined due to a back issue. In their last 4 losses, the Bucks have failed to score 100 points. Number 7. Phoenix Suns. Another week, another milestone for Suns guard Chris Paul, who climbed to 3rd all-time in assists. On Tuesday night against the Pelicans, he overtook Mark Jackson and Steve Nash with 18 assists. It was his second highest total in a game as a Sun. Last season, he had 19 assists against the Pelicans, one less than he had in 2016, when he was with the Clippers. Number 6. Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic has made a habit of making a miracle buzzer beater to beat the Celtics when they visit Dallas. He's done it in each of Boston's last 2 visits, including Saturday's fadeaway 3 from the left wing to cap a 33-point, 9-rebound, 5-assist effort. It was Doncic's 3rd career game-winning buzzer beater, including the playoffs. This puts him in a tie with Dirk Nowitzki for most in Mavericks history. Number 5. Utah Jazz. 2 of the Jazz's 3 losses have occurred when Mike Conley rested, as Utah is sitting the veteran point guard in 1 game of back-to-backs as part of his maintenance plan. Donovan Mitchell has averaged 25.5 points, 7 rebounds and 6.5 assists in the pair of losses without Conley, but he hasn't been efficient without his backcourt partner. Number 4. Brooklyn Nets. While the Bucks have been plagued by injuries and defeats, the Nets have quietly put together a 5-game winning streak to sit 1 win behind the 76ers for the Eastern Conference lead. Given Brooklyn has clearly been taking its time rounding into form, that's a scary sight for the rest of the conference. Number 3. Miami Heat. Tyler Herro and Jimmy Butler combined for 56 points in Miami's triumph over the Jazz on Saturday night. Herro's hot start to the season is still going strong, as he's averaging 21.3 points per game thus far. The Heat have a busy week ahead of them as they kick off a 5-game West Coast trip that includes a rematch with Donovan Mitchell and company in Utah on Saturday. Number 2. Golden State Warriors. Golden State is on a 4-game winning streak heading into Monday's game against the Hawks. Aside from Stephen Curry and Draymond Green's strong start to the season, Steve Kerr has gotten an unexpected boost from Gary Payton, who was waived after the preseason only to be signed as the team's 15th man just before the regular season. The younger Payton has given the group a strong defensive jolt off the bench while providing highlight reel dunks that leave his teammates jumping for joy. Number 1. Philadelphia 76ers. When Tobias Harris was ejected from the game minutes before tip-off on Monday night owing to the league's health and safety standards, it appeared that Philly was in for a rough week. Instead, the 76ers have won 4 straight games and hold the top record in the Eastern Conference. For a team surrounded by so much chaos, this has been an impressive start to the season. What are your thoughts on our latest power ranking? Where does your team stand? Let us know your thoughts by leaving comments below. If you enjoyed watching, you may also watch the video on your screen, the Ben Simmons-Russell Westbrook trade rumor.